Hello everybody, I'm Jession, and I'm back. More Apple II goodness. So, last time I showed you it was called Apple II at Work. And I said it was like an introduction to your Apple II, but that's not correct. But what I did just find the actual introduction to the Apple II. Here it is. Apple presents the IIe 1986 version. Now this really is an introduction to the system. The last one was just an introduction to how like the Office software worked. There it is. Here's the keyboard. Pretty much looked exactly like that, except I think there's an extra Apple button on the bottom. I'll turn on the color so every so often here. See, like, the color is bad for text. It's pretty bad for text. But it's great for these pictures like this. Apple presents Apple. I love the old Apple logo. That big stupid rainbow it's one of my favorite logos. An introduction to the Apple II computer. Copyright 1986. Apple Computer. Inc. The Apple II computer, designed to make your working time more productive. Mechanized harvest, fiscal 1986. Turn this back on. 1 carat equals 20 acres worked. Your learning more exciting, and your leisure time more entertaining. In the next few minutes, we'll show you a little of what this computer can do, but we'll need your help pressing some keys. You're out there, and we're locked up in here. It's quite easy, really. Just get comfortable while we move the keyboard to the top of the screen and ask you to find the first key. It's better get comfortable. We're going to be here for a little bit. I know I am. I played this thing a lot as well. It's pretty funny that I actually did this. This is a picture of the Apple keyboard. Please find the key marked return on your keyboard and press it now. You can use the key marked escape if you've used this program before. Good, you found a return key fast. Let's do it again. When you finish reading this, press the key marked return to continue. Great, now you know that you press the return key whenever you are finished reading something. You've got the idea. In general, remember this rule. When in doubt, press return. This lets the Apple know you're ready to proceed. Take another look at the keyboard. It looks like a typewriter keyboard with some extra keys, but it's much more versatile and easy to use. When the Apple wants you to type something, it will display a cursor, which shows where you'll begin typing. Here's a cursor. Please press return to find out more about this blinking bar cursor. Use the Apple keyboard to answer yes to the question below. No help from the audience, please. Are you using an Apple keyboard now? Yes. So you see, you type answers just as you would a typewriter, and you press the return key to tell the Apple, I'm finished typing my response, it's your turn now. One of the first things you'll notice when typing on the Apple keyboard is that you can make the keys automatically repeat if you leave your finger on the key. To try this next, please press return. Go ahead and press a key with a letter on it. Practice repeating the letter by holding down the key. Which apparently it's not actually working. I have to actually push the buttons repeatedly. Whether you're typing one letter at a time or repeating letters, your fingers can sometimes slip. This leads to the question, what if you make a mistake? Don't panic. If you make a typing error, you can use this key, called the delete key, to correct the error. The delete key backs up and deletes a character. Press return to see how it works. What fruit is named after a computer? Apple. Let's correct the answer above to read apple instead of apple. Please press the delete key. Oh, now correct this error by pressing the E key. Wow, it's like changes don't exist forever. It's not like a typewriter where if you mess up, you're gone. You have to get some whiteout. Now press return to try another example. Every child loves to play with a dolt. I didn't like playing with dolts as a kid. Very good. As you see, delete always deletes to the left, which makes it useful for erasing errors at the end of a word. Sometimes an error will not be at the end of the word. When this happens, you use the left and right arrow key to move the cursor next to the error. Or you can be like me and actually hold down delete all the way back until you see the error and then type again from there again. Because I'm a big silly. The left arrow key moves the cursor backward. The right arrow key moves the cursor forward. Press return to try correcting an error that isn't at the end of a word. Where does it rain? Spain. An error is like a brick wall in the middle of this word. First, use the left arrow to back up. Then press the delete key. Only delete can knock down a brick wall. Left arrow backs up but has no power to erase. Loop. You finished this correction, so press return. Very good. Who is buried in Grant's tomb? Grint. Here's another word with an error in it. Try correcting the word to read Grant. Press the left arrow key, then delete, and then A. This was meant for adults. Like this, you show them this magical machine, this computer, that works like this. Superb. Now you can see that you must be to the right of the error so that a delete can erase it. Press return to try fixing our real live error. Romeo yearned to be locked in the heart of Joliet. Here we go. You got it on the first try. You're doing very well. So far we have given you examples you could have corrected on a modern electric typewriter. But with an Apple, you have the power to shrink and stretch your electronic paper. In this final example, you will do just that. Who discovered the law of gravity? Joe Newton. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Isaac. Wham! Then a foot comes down. Please note, no matter where the cursor is, pressing return accepts the entire answer. As we mentioned before, a computer is more versatile than a typewriter. For example, a computer can ask you, what's your first name? Is Jession your correct first name? Yep. Great, Jession. Sometimes a program lets you choose what you want to do, just as a restaurant lets you choose your meal. Press return to see today's menu. Jession's Diner. Calamari, chili verde, escargot, sauerbraten, chicken fried steak, tempura dimbori, souvlaki, tandoori, bubble and squeak, mugu gaipan, quiche Jession. As a kid, I didn't know what any of those were. I actually know now. Well, I knew what chicken fried steak was. Not fresh today. No escargot, no bubble and squeak is today. It's not fresh. Choose a meal, type a number from 1 to 11, then press return. You know what? Chicken fried steak does sound good. How special today? An excellent suggestion. American cuisine is so tasty. Please press return when you finish eating. This entire program is also listed on a menu, which we will show you next. You may go through the topics in order, or you may investigate on your own. Please press return to reveal the program's menu. Bloop, 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 bloop. I remember these, yep. These are so good. Choose a topic, type a number from 1 to 12. That will go. We'll just start from where we're going. See the long bar at the bottom of your keyboard? It's called the space bar, and you use it to put spaces between words. Press it now. Oh, you use the space bar when you type in your last name below. You have the idea. The Apple keyboard has a Shift key on either side near the bottom row of keys. The Shift key lets you type the symbol that appears on the top half of a key. To type a question mark, you hold down either Shift or one finger, press the question mark key, then release it. Finally, you let up the Shift key. Now you type question mark. I realized that I forgot to set it on all caps. It should be on all caps is the thing. Because that's kind of the way it typed, was always in all caps unless you told it not to be. Now that you know how to type the punctuation that appears on the top half of the key, there are two ways to make capital letters. One of these is to hold down the Shift key, just as you did for the question mark. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it was supposed to be in all lowercase. The other way to make capital letters involves a key called caps lock, which is at the lower left of your keyboard. It's really weird. Yep, they had caps lock all the way down here. That's where our function keys are now. Press the key with the letter H on it. Please don't touch the Shift key. Good, now press the caps lock key and press the key with the letter H on it again. Oh, notice that you've typed a capital H. When the caps lock key is locked down, all your letters come out capitalized. Many programs will only understand capital letters. So this program did fine with lowercase, but a lot of programs on here only use capitals. Press the caps lock key a few more times. If you look carefully, you can tell when it's locked down. It will be slightly lower than the key next to it. Try typing keys with the caps lock on in both positions. Press return when you want to go on. Big poop. Little poop. Important, if you type a command in the computer in lowercase and it responds with a message such as syntax error, lock the caps lock key down and try again. Caps lock makes capital letters only. You can see with the cap underlined. If you want the punctuation symbols on the top half of a key, you still must use the Shift key. Now that you've learned all there is to know about Shift and caps lock keys, press return for the dreaded pop quiz. And I'm looking at this like these are very, very similar. Like the keyboard's still exactly the same. I know it's probably based on based kind of on the thing. Except tilde is a different button. Oh no, yeah, that's still the same button, I guess. It's just all the way over there. Okay, yeah, right, okay. And the so yeah, tilde is up here underneath escape on my normal keyboard, and this slash in the stick is up here on top of return, right here. Use the Shift and caps lock keys to answer A-OK. What do astronauts say? A, then dash. Oh, I didn't have my caps lock on. A dash. OK. Notice that the and keys are lit. Absolutely terrific. You've passed the only test, a tough one with flying colors. Please press return to go back to the menu. Here we go, color or black and white. So we're going to play around with this a bit. There we go. Do the words above appear in several different colors? Yes. We'll go ahead and play with color right now. Woo! Since you have a color television or monitor attached to the Apple, you can enjoy its color capabilities. I didn't, but you know what? We'll play around with the color for right now. You may have already noticed that the letters on the screen have colored fringes. These fringes are produced by the Apple when it mixes text and graphics. This is a fringe benefit that you can't get rid of. See, because I always played in black and white, and I just wanted to be honest, I always answered the black and white version. But that's funny, like it knows that it looks like kind of crappy. You may want to adjust these colors so that you strike a pleasing balance of rich colors and least amount of color fringes on the letter. Press return when you finish. There's not really a way to do that on here. Many programs used on the Apple display 40 letters across the screen. We also call this 40 columns. You're looking at such a display right now. Like, we could count this if we really wanted to, but well, we won't. Other programs need to display more text on the screen. The Apple lets these programs display 80 columns of text across the screen, and that'll look slightly different. Press return to see an 80-column display. It may look blurry and out of focus. We'll explain why in a moment. Yeah, that's the 80 column. And you can see it's just like a slightly different, it's like really skinny. An 80 column display doesn't show up nor clearly on a normal television. It doesn't hurt the television, it just looks fuzzy. To see 80 columns clearly, you need a display device known as a monitor. Actually, a monitor is nothing really more with a television without a receiver, so you can't pick up any old reruns, and a slightly different picture tube, so that 80 columns appear clearly. We're learning so much today. Alright, back to black and white. Why 10 isn't a 10. Sometimes a computer can be fussier than a typewriter. For example, on a typewriter, the letter O looks just like the number 0. And it kind of looks like that on the screen. A typewriter's lowercase l looks just like the number 1. However, computers usually treat letters and numbers very differently. Keep this in mind. Answer the question below. What is 5 plus 5? 10. That's exactly it. You can type numbers on the top row of the keyboard or on the numeric keypad. It has number keys in the same position as most calculators. I don't recall if I had one of those. What's funny is I definitely don't on my laptop that I'm using right now. Although sometimes I'm tempted to just like go out and buy a 10 key to like plug in. That's silly, I know. When you need to enter many numbers, it will be more convenient to use the keys on the numeric keypad. The enter key is used just like the... Oh my goodness, I've got some hiccups now, hold on. It's used just like the return key. It tells the Apple that you've finished typing your number. Please press the enter key now. Great, you'll use the decimal point key when entering decimal numbers. Type it now and remember to press enter when you finish typing. That'll be a dot. Use the following keys when making calculations. You know how those work. There's also an escape key on the numeric keypad. It works just like the one on the upper left of the main keyboard. Enter and return are labeled as the same things on my actual keyboard on my laptop, I just realized. 7. Controlling your Apple's options. There are some keys that don't do anything when you press them by themselves. Instead, they are used to make other keys work differently. As you have learned, the Shift key is one of these special keys. The key marked Control, which is where my caps lock button is one of those special keys. It does nothing when you press it all by itself, but when you use Control with another key, the combination will do something different. Hold down the Control key with one finger and press the G key with another finger. It gives you a beep. If you would like to hear the beep again, go ahead and hold Control and press G as much as you like, or until it disturbs the neighbors. Alright, that's enough for you. So you can use the Control and G keys together to sound a beep. The Control key is used with other keys to make them control a program works, hence the name. The other two keys that are sometimes used to control the way a program works, the Apple and Option keys. The Apple key is to the left of the spacebar and has the outline of the Apple symbol on it. The Option key is to the left of the Apple key. On older Apples, it looked like and was called the solid Apple key. Okay, so this is a little bit newer than the one that I have, the one that I played with. So maybe the one that I had was like, this was the 1986 version. There's also like an 85 and an 84 version. I probably had like the 84 version, because I definitely had an open and a closed Apple key. The Apple and Option keys are special. They can be used either with other keys, as Control is, or by themselves. In many programs, you can get help by holding down the Apple and pressing the question mark key. Press Apple question mark C to see instructions about what we're going to do next. When you hold down Apple or Option, or press another key, you'll hear a musical note. Play around with the different effects of Option and Apple. Press return when you finish experimenting. By the way, you may press Apple Escape, that is, hold down Apple and press the key mark Escape at any time to return this program to the main menu. Press it now. I remember at some point, I don't know if it does it in here, but on the one that I had, it might have been that one where it was like trying to show you the difference between open and closed Apple. It had like a little game where little apples would come down the conveyor belt, and you'd use the open apple or the closed apple to combine between the two. Maybe that's in there later, but I thought it would have been in that part. Anyway, we'll do 8. Let me out. Because it had a weird color, I'd had to do that. Sometimes you'll find you'll have painted yourself into a corner and would like to get out of a program, but it does not have a clearly marked way to quit. Press return to see the most common ways to tell a program you want out. The most common way to stop a runaway program is to press the key mark Escaped, which stands for Escape. Well, ESC, which stands for Escape. Press Escape now. Use the Escape key to stop the runaway odometer. So you see, Escape is one of common escape hatch on your Apple. Press return to see another let me out method. Another common method of stopping a program is to hold down Control and press the C button. Please do this now. Good. This combination of keys is called Control or Control C in most manuals. Press it to stop the runaway yo-yo. You stopped the yo-yo. If Escape and Control C don't work, there's a last resort that can cause a program to start all over again, just as if you'd turn the machine off then on again. Read this, but don't try it now. If you hold down Control and press Reset, some programs will start over again. Use this only in an emergency or if nothing else has worked. Not now! There are other more dramatic ways to use the reset key. See your owner's manual for details. As a last resort, of course, you can always turn the computer off. Don't do that now, but please return back to the menu. Here we go, 9. Friendly advice. Is it like Tumblr where friendly reminders are always not friendly? A break from the keyboard. As you can see, using a computer isn't so difficult after all. Press return to see why some programs are especially easy to use. Friendly versus unfriendly. A program that gives clear instructions and responds reasonably if you make a typing error is called friendly. Such programs are easy to use. Press return to see a friendly question. Try making mistakes on purpose to see how a friendly question handles errors. Please press a number from 1 to 4, then press return. Let's try 7. 7 is too large. Please try again. 6 is too large. 0 is too small. 4.5. Please try again using only digits. J, using only digits. Yeah. So, 4. Thank you. Please press return. Go on. The other end of the scale are unfriendly programs. They give unclear instructions and don't tell you how to correct your errors. Press return to see an unfriendly question. Here's an extreme example of a very unfriendly question. Input the number. No, you're wrong. Disgusting, isn't it? Of course, no program can be perfectly friendly, much less perfect. But good programs make an effort to cooperate with you in getting your job done. But what if a program doesn't seem to cooperate with you? 4 steps. Check your typing. Everyone makes mistakes occasionally. See? Lock the caps lock key down. Many programs require you to type everything in capital letters. Check the program manual. The displayed instructions may be unclear. Seek help from someone who knows how the program works. If things can change from one program to the next, how can you figure out what to do? Always read the program's manual and follow the instructions displayed on the screen. Press Escape to proceed. Good, you really were reading the instructions carefully. Please press return to the main menu. There we go. Variety is the spice of life, as the old saying goes. Different programs have different styles and rules. Some programs use a key other than return to mean proceed. Other programs use the arrow keys differently. Sometimes even the cursor may be different. So far, the only cursor you have seen is this blinking bar cursor. With this cursor, you've learned to use the delete key to delete mistakes and the left and right arrow keys to move backwards and forwards when you correct errors. In this section, we will explore 2 additional cursors. Each one follows a different set of rules for backing up, moving forward, and correcting errors. One cursor looks like a blinking square. The other looks like a solid box. You will find that they behave very differently than the blinking bar cursor when you back up. Press return to experiment with the blinking square cursor. Correct the answer below to read Jules Verne instead of Jules Verne. Oh, who invented the periscope? The cursor moves without erasing anything. Please press the left arrow key until the cursor is sitting on top of the U. Now press the E key. You're not through yet. If you press return, you will get quite a surprise. Press return now and see what happens. The urn disappears. Why? Because this cursor marks the end of your answer. When you press return, the cursor and everything to its right disappear. Press return to see how to avoid this problem. You must use the right arrow key to move beyond the end of the answer. Now that the cursor is beyond the end of the correct answer, you've really finished, so now you can press return. So you see, this blinking cursor is somewhat different from the blinking bar cursor. The solid box cursor, on the other hand, works very differently. In fact, the one we'll show you is just one of many cursors that look like a solid box. Correct the answer below to read a 3-toed mammal instead of a 3-toed fish. What is a sloth? A 3-toed fish. The cursor erases letters as it backs up. Press the left arrow key until you've erased the word fish. Now type the correct word mammal. Finish typing the correct word, so press return. The moral of the story: there are all sorts of cursors, many of which look alike but act differently. If you're in doubt as to how a cursor works, read the program manual and then experiment with the left arrow, right arrow, and delete keys to see what happens. We will now leave the solid box and blinking square cursor and return to the familiar blinking bar. So, okay. Arrows, rabbits, and gnomes. Which used to say the plot thickens, which is interesting. So maybe this is where the game part comes in. You already know about 2 of the keys with arrows on them, the left and right arrow keys, which you use when correcting errors. Next to them are the down arrow key and the up arrow key. Some programs let you use these keys to move around or correct any errors anywhere on the screen. Next part of this program will let you have some fun experimenting with all 4 arrow keys. Would you rather come to the aid of a rabbit or a major financial institution? Let's go with a rabbit right now. Let's go with the color. Rabbit hole. Nah. It is dark and cold, and Alex is a very hungry rabbit. His giant carrot is hidden somewhere. Boing. Whee. Plop. Boing. Wee. Wee. Oh, okay. Used to be I thought he just sort of fell. Sorry, that was good. Bonk. Oof. I'm sorry, I'm a jerk. I'm sorry, bunny. He's a cute bunny. He's kind of got some angry eyebrows there. Don't you think? Look at that. Just kind of disgruntled bunny. Yay! Alright, we're going to do that again. I'm going to try to see the 2. Let's see what the other one is. Bonk Suisse. Secret Vault. Sources predict a fast drop in gold prices. The bank must convert its bullion to stable euro dollars now. Help the gnome find the gold. Oh, he catches his hat. Erg. Tweet. Erg. Poof. Blat. They did some good work on this. Yay! Little dance. That was fun. Alright. Well, here's 12. I want to quit for now. Congratulations, Jession. You are hereby declared a true blue computer genius. There's no asterisk on the rest of the page. Prepare to begin working with the many powerful Apple II programs. Have fun and enjoy using your Apple. You have finished for now. As a graduate, you may skip to the main menu of this program by pressing the escape key during the title page. One who knows 19.3 times as much about computers as one colleague. Oh, there's where the asterisk went. Please take the disk out of the disk drive and put it back in its envelope. When you're ready to use another disk, put it in the disk drive and press Apple Control Reset. I know it's just so silly that I do this, that I'm showing you this, but this really was like, it's important to me. I just wanted to show you. I wanted to make sure you knew. Although I might have to like record one of the older versions and show the open Apple and closed Apple thing that they had. But for now, I'm Jession. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Okay, I'm back. So this is the 1985 version. You can see it looks pretty much the same on that main menu, except number 7 is called Apples, Apples Everywhere. So this should be, yeah, that's what it looked like. There are some keys that don't do anything when you press them by themselves. Instead, they're used to make other keys work differently. Keymark Control is one of those special keys. Does nothing when you press it by itself, but use Control with another key, combination will do something different. I'll spare you all the beeps on this one. So there's the one beep. Give it again. Here we go. There are two other keys that are sometimes used to control the way the Apple works, the Open Apple and Solid Apple keys. The Open Apple key is to the left of the spacebar. It has the outline of the Apple symbol on it. Solid Apple key is to the right of the spacebar. It has a colored-in Apple symbol on it. The Open Apple and Solid Apple keys are special. They can be used either with other keys, as Control is, or by themselves. In the following exercise, you will use these keys to sort 10 apples into their proper bins. This is going to be hard because I have to hit Command twice to simulate Open Apple. And I believe it's Alt for Closed Apple. Press Open Apple as soon as you see an Open Apple on the conveyor. Here we go. Yep, it's Alt for Closed Apple. Yeah, like I just wanted to show you this little thing. It wasn't anything like too serious, but like this is the one that I remember having. I remember playing this little silly sorting game. That seems to be going a little bit longer than I think. I'm sure it's only like 10. So there we go. Yep. Pretty simple. You sorted 10 apples correctly. A perfect job. So I just wanted to show you that really quick. I mean, all the rest I believe is pretty much the same. The rabbits and gnomes were pretty cute though. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And one more thing. I figured I might as well show you what the color, or what the black and white question looks like when it's in black and white. As you recall, like, that's what it looks like in color. The words above appear in several different colors. No. You probably don't have a color television or monitor then. If you know where the controls are, you may wish to adjust the contrast and brightness of this text and the picture to please you. Many programs used on the Apple display. Alright, so let's just this one again. So I guess that really wasn't anything special, but that's just what it said. It's like, you probably don't have a color television then. Welp.